John, Big John.
Every morning at the mine you could see him arrive. He stood 6'6" and weighed 245.
6 miners will probably never be found in the state of Utah. It has been revealed today. 6 miners have died. 6 American workers. It's a sad occasion. It's a devastating occasion for the families involved, no doubt. But the reason I bring it up today is because it illustrates the utter nonsense that we hear from capitalists and their supporters, that when labor and management negotiate, there's some kind of fairness going on. These miners, this is the capitalist dogma we hear. When the miners, they had a skill, and the capitalist, the owner of that mine, negotiated a fair wage for that skill, and somehow there's something fair going on there. It's complete nonsense. And you can see it in this story, whether or not you followed it or I'm telling you for the first time. The miners stood to lose their life. The capitalist stood to lose some money. Does that seem fair to you? People say, oh, well, don't be a miner. It's not just miners that die on the job. I work in construction. People die every day in construction sites. And it's not just any job. You can pick a job. You could die at it. I mean, the reality is there are certain dangers involved in actually working. And there are no dangers. The capitalist is in no danger of losing anything other than money or having some damage done to his equipment. When the mine collapses, when any mine collapses, show me a time in history when an actual capitalist has ever been in the mine. No, they're out golfing. They're out flying around on their jets. There's no fairness in that. There's no fairness in that the fact that the people who actually do the work in this society, who actually put their lives on the line, have the greatest risk involved, and get the least amount for their efforts. The capitalist, who all he's doing is letting us use his property, somehow, because of these crazy property rights, he gets a share in what those miners created. There's nothing made by owning a tractor. You could have 1 million of the tractors out in your front yard. They're not going to do anything for you. There's this idea that it takes money to make money. Money doesn't make money. Sit a dollar bill on your kitchen table. Just sit it there. See what it does. It doesn't do anything. Money doesn't make money. Tools don't make wealth. It takes people like us. And I'm sure most of you work for a living. And it takes people like us to create the wealth that we all enjoy. This is very simple. And it angers me right now because here we have 6 dead miners. And if you've been following the news, this isn't the first. We've had a lot of these in recent years. Largely due, I would say, because the miners' unions have been weakened and OSHA has been weakened. There's very little protection for workers. But that gets off on a tangent I'm not going to pursue right now. The fact remains, now this has to be very clear, there's no fairness involved when an employee and an employer negotiate. None. Because when I go out on that high rise, I'm risking my life. See, the employer puts some inanimate object into motion. money, property, tools, what have you. That's equal to my life? That's equal to those 6 miners' lives? Nothing fair about it. And I'm not asking for a fair world, some utopian dream. But I am asking that we realize that this capitalist nonsense, that there's somehow something, on the up and up going on when, we go and negotiate with our employer for a wage. When was the last time your employer told you how much he makes off you every year? When? When was the last time? When was the last time your employer told you, I'd like you to work, you can work 2 hours for yourself a day and the other 6 I'd like you to work for me? You ever hear that one? You ever hear the one where the employer told you, what I'm going to do is, once you make the first $100 you make a day, I'll give to you, and the rest I'll keep. You don't hear that. There's nothing up and up about it. The capitalist class, and there is a capitalist class, people that own the lion's share of the wealth in this country, something like 80% of the wealth, that upper fraction of 1%, check it out, you think you own some stocks. No, these are the people that own the stocks, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Rockefellers, the Mellons. These are the people. And they're real people. They're not some Illuminati, some mystic group of people that meet in secret rooms. These are real people. And this system we have has real consequences. It's not that mining shouldn't be done, but if it was organized by the workers who understand the dangers involved, who understand that the importance of safety, and were given the time and the energy, the resources needed to do their job in a safe manner, there'd be much less accidents. These accidents don't happen because miners are stupid. They happen because miners, just like all the rest of us, are working at a frantic pace, trying to get more and more done. More and more done. More and more done. We're always trying to please our employer. More production, more production. But you know what happens when you push and you push and you push? People slip. People fall. People get killed. No loss to the capitalists. I'm sure that, the particular mine owner is saddened by this. But he'll hire some new people. The mine will continue to operate. It's not the end of the world. But it is the end of the world for these families. So I stand in solidarity, and I ask that you keep them in your hearts. And I'll include a link to the story, if you're not aware of it, in the sidebar. Thank you.
Every morning at the mine you could see him arrive. He stood 6'6" and weighed 245, kind of broad at the shoulder and narrow at the hip. And everybody knew you didn't give no lip to Big John.